I've reviewed every bench on the market. There's two that are my favorite, the Ironmaster Pro Bench and the Prime Shorty Bench. But the most hyped up bench we've had yet, the new Freak Athlete ABX 10-in-1 bench, baby. That's this bad boy right here. Today, we're gonna unbox it, we're gonna assemble it with all the attachments, test it, and give you my review. If you'd like to see a full review after using it in my garage gym, man, I don't know if I'll be able to use it instead of these. I love these benches, but I'll try it. If you'd like to see that, subscribe for a future video and let me know in the comments. Let's unbox and build the new Freak Athlete ABX. All right, this is an early sample of the ABX bench. Let's unbox it fully. All right, what do you think the material is on the vinyl? Would you look at that? All right, this is the best vinyl for adjustable benches right now. Everybody's using it for a reason. They all have different names for it, but it's good. They're actually using some metal here, which a lot of times it's just plywood. So they're using a metal backer. This thing feels stout. A lot of section padding. That's kind of the new thing, is benches are sectioned. Padding feels very dense. This is very dense padding. You compare it to, say, the Prime bench, so soft. The Ironmaster is way softer. This is a very dense padding. The color on this, if you see that black, it's got like a sparkle. And then you're using white on the side rails. We just reviewed the Macolo. Watch this.
Huh, would you look at that?
That's the same functionality. This is a Macolo bench we just reviewed. Budget bench, we just reviewed it on the Budget Gym Co-op. Go to that channel if you'd like to see it. I'll put a link below the like button. But this has a back pad called the multi-purpose pad that allows it to go down. Pretty smart. I actually love that feature on this bench. So it'd be kind of cool how they implement it over in the Freak Athlete. Let's put it upside down. We can put the leg on. So, oversized wheel. Rogue's got their upgraded wheels. It's not quite that good, but definitely better than what was on that Macolo. I'm kind of surprised they went with a ladder system. Like, why not do a pop pin system where you'll be more secure? Because this is made for a bunch of attachments. You can even see it on the laser cut. They've got sit up, dip. That's kind of cool how they put that in there just so you know exactly where you should be, which is kind of something Prime Fitness missed with the Smart Arm attachment and their Shorty bench, where they don't feel like they made them together. Knurling on the front handle, knurling on the side handles, basically knurling on all the touch points. Okay, now we need to unbox the attachments. In here, we've got a dip attachment, sit-up attachment, leg developer attachment, which is the leg extension, leg curl, and cable attachment. But wait, there's more. Ooh, okay. Stainless. That is nice. First off, let's put it in a flat orientation. Wow. That is, dang, zero gap. Absolutely no gap. Notice how it moves. Dang, that is slick. That is really slick. So the way they're doing that, it's all mechanical. I love engineering magic like this. Very cool. Okay, so they've got this piece here that's connected to a joint right here that's then connected to another joint up here. So when I move this, it flips it, pulls it in. Man, that is really smart. With the arc, that took a lot of thought. Without a doubt, that is an improvement on the Rep Zero Gap bench. That mechanism is vastly superior. The Rep Zero Gap is really cool. They're the ones who really came up with this idea. Well, Freak Athlete took it one step further and made it so you don't have to have a pop pin. It's automatically adjusting. And you can also come up with it all sorts of degrees, and they've got it laser cut. So 10 degree, 20, 30, 40, and 50. All right, so then moving the bench, put that all the way down, pull up on this. It is heavy off the front, not nearly as heavy as what we've seen from the Rep Zero Gap. It does feel a lot lighter here. It's a big bench. There's a lot going on here, but it does stand up fully, which is nice, and then has the wheels, which are good size, and moves around pretty easy. One of the things that they do have though is this back pad which folds down. That comes all the way out. I will say, I don't love this implementation. Anytime there's something that you have to take all the way out, you have a chance of losing it. And then set the bench up where you want. Seal rows here. Yeah, that's very, very nice. You do have actually some I just noticed. So the degree markings are kind of random. You've got 15, 22 degree, 30 degree, 37 degree, 45, 52, 60, 67, 75, and 85. I'm a Luddite, so I like basic, fives, 30, 35, 40, 45. Now the other thing is it can operate as a decline bench due to an attachment, but it's not like a decline FID bench where it declines on the back. It just sits flat. But get some dumbbells, do some press. One thing I am noticing, padding is super firm. It doesn't feel super comfortable on the inner thighs. It's hard. So that's very firm. See how it feels during press. Okay, grippy of the vinyl feels really good. The density of the pad, it feels too hard. The softest pad on the market is the Prime. I think it's too soft. Then you have your Iron Master, which is soft, but not like there's still density, like you still feel it. Then this is one of the, other than the Mark Ripito starting strength wooden bench that I reviewed like 8 years ago, this thing is the densest one I've used. Personally, I would like it to be a little bit softer. The vinyl is great. Let me pull this out and we can try some seal rows. You can go laying down here. Very nice with dumbbells, able to get a full stretch, but also could set them down and lift them up and get in a position that's really nice to do. This is the other way you can run it, is on this opposite side. So I could come down here. I prefer the other way, but this is also a nice option. One thing about this is for a barbell, it's gonna be kind of hard to use this for seal rows with a barbell because you've got the ladder system in the way, but not too bad. The other thing, although this can pop out, unlike a pop pin system, feels very solid. And that's the other thing about this. As you move all the components, you notice they got brass bushings on every pivot point. So because of that, it just moves very smoothly and feels very solid. The other thing, if I'm on the front here, which this is a pretty sweet feature, I can bring this all the way up and put this down. I now have a military bench where I can move my head back without being way high up like on the Iron Master bench. One thing that's really nice about this one is it has that extra wide foot on the front. That's a foot plate. So it doesn't really get in your way when you tuck down, but it does provide stability for side to side. And for military, oh yeah, that feels great. Let's go ahead and try some attachments. One reason you buy a bench like this is because the amount of things that it can do. And it has a lot of attachments. And I'd say a significant amount of attachments for what the price is for the bench. Okay, this is the dip attachment. So we go to the 60 degree. This is angled, as you can see. There is a small knurled locking pin and then a nice pop pin. And then lock that down. Feels pretty darn good. There's also a kickstand at the bottom, which technically you could put your foot on. One thing on this, I do a lot of weighted dips. So you do have to factor in, like, do you have enough room to use weight? And I think you do. I don't think it will hit that leg too much. They're using these grips on here, but they do twist. So when you're doing dips, it's not as firm of a surface as I'd like. They twist a little bit, but nothing too bad. If you wanted to do a different angle for dips, so if you wanted to do more of a decline on the dip, you do that here. And then if you want to do more of an incline, you may be able to go up. If you want to hit different parts of the upper pec, that's nice. Okay, we do have some other attachments. Honestly, this is an attachment that a lot of companies make. They have some other attachments that other companies don't. And the biggest one is the leg developer. But before we do that, let's do the sit-up crunch attachment. They are using, I don't know if this is stainless or just zinc coated, but won't wear as bad as if it was painted. Nice feature. Put this in here. Your pop pin. They do have a locking out pop pin, which is smart. You can see this pin pops out and then twists right here. And they also have a laser cut sit up there if you want to use that. Very nice. Oversized padding. Much softer than what you find on the back pad, so it feels a lot better for sit-ups. Something they're kind of known for is Nordics, and my assumption would be they put holes on this on either side, So you could use this for Nordic curls. I mean, ideally you'd have a wider pad like they have with their Hyper Pro, but this should be close enough. Yeah, feels pretty good for Nordics. Nice, and if you're a beast, which I can't do these, you can technically do a decline Nordic too, which is extremely hard. Okay, let's try, I think the piece that is most notable, the leg developer. Seems like they've adapted from the Hyper Pro. That's what the LD's for, is the leg developer. This is on rollers, so you can move it. Very similar implementation as what Rep's using. I will say I used Rep's leg developer, which they haven't released yet. I'm curious if they're reworking it after seeing dialed in motions, because that one's so good. Okay, put this in here, pot pin, and then lock her in. Nice. There's also another knurled pin here, which some of this stuff is annoying, you know, it's like how much do you want to move around and stuff, but tighten this one here so it stays. This can be used multiple ways. You can use it plate loaded and you can use it on cables. So I'm gonna try it with a plate, thanks Sam. And then I'm also gonna try it attached to the Voltra because that's my cable system. So first up is a leg extension. Handles knurled on the sides. Feels pretty good so you can grip. Honestly, one of the best ways to do a leg extension is the lay down leg extension like the Nautilus could do. So you lay all the way back, you have a completely open hip angle, and then you extend. Feels pretty consistent all throughout. Feels a little bit lighter at the start of the movement. When we do a full review or comparison to something else, I'll try and get a fish scale out so we can see exactly where it's at. Feels very consistent for leg extension, similar to Hyper Pro. And then if you flip around, there's also handles on the other side, so you can use it for leg curls. Grab handles here, and then curl. You can definitely feel it heaviest at the top on this. Now, I'm gonna attach it to the Voltra because it can attach to cables. You can use it on any cable system. So here's the cable. Should be able to attach this there. There is a pulley here. I think you wrap around and then you bring it up and over this one and then through. I mean, you just have to factor in, like, is this something you want to do all the time? You could probably shortcut this, honestly. If you're gonna use cables most of the time, you could just leave the cable attached to this and then wrap it up around it. It's one of the nice things about the dialed motion is they have the retractor. So it retracts it, which is one of the annoyances of the Rep too, is the cable just sits there. So then you pull this out. All right, now we're in there. So if you use a Voltra, the nice thing of this is it's gonna allow you to have strength curves. So you can make it heavier or lighter at different parts of the movement. It would be nice if it went a little bit further back, but it's not awful. Also another thing, they have a magnet here that attaches that. So when it's not in use, you're moving around, it's not flopping around, which is nice. And then when you wanna use it, it's not a ton of tension, just take it off the magnet. So here. I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty nice. But there's one other thing this can do, because they had to make it 10-in-1, right? You can't have a 9-in-1 machine. It's gotta do 10 different things. And that is a belt squat. Now, not gonna lie, images online, to me, this looks like the worst feature of the entire thing. Like, feels kind of afterthought. It does have a stand. You technically could use a cable too for resistance. If you want to attach your Voltra, you can use it for that too, or weight stack. All right, then here. All right, so spring loaded. So if I want to put it up, pull that down and then squat. Not good. I mean, you can go hands out to rollers. It's not the hand positioning. It's more so really short lever. It's one reason the Quantum Free Trainer, the lever on that's so long. There's not a ton of inward and outward travel. You think about it, because it's pulling you in. You can feel it pulling you in. Also, the height, because of the start point, a lower lever would be better because I want max tension at the bottom of the movement. In this one, you're getting the lightest tension at the bottom of the movement. You're getting the heaviest tension at the top, and it's not even fully parallel. So as I come in here, it pulls me in, but also the tension right here is like nothing. It certainly doesn't make me want to buy the bench. There are many other belt squat solutions, but this is the thing. You could buy this bench, have dumbbells, like you can do a lot with this, and even work legs. So I think it's a cool implementation. They added it. but I would not buy this bench because of the belt squat. Of all the features, that one's the worst. But part of that is because all the other features are really good. The best feature, the thing about this that stands out, is this auto zero gap. Absolute genius feature. Quality is pretty good on this. I will say Rep's quality is slightly better and Rogue's is slightly above that. But this is a great bench. This is gonna be one to beat, without a doubt. All right, so I need some more time with it before I can give you my full recommendation and what I think of it compared to the others. So I'm gonna leave it in the garage gym and use it, and then I'll give you a full review. If you'd like to see that, subscribe, and let me know, would you like to see it compared to any of the other benches that are out there? It's not a super cheap bench. I wouldn't put it on the Budget Gym Co-op for around 600 bucks, then you have to add the attachments. But in the world of premium benches, this is right in line. And it's pretty cool that it does a lot. So if you'd like to see that review with all my thoughts, make sure you subscribe. It's been Coop from Garage Gym Reviews. See you next time. Peace.